and gentlemen, and welcome back to the CDEC New Star Cup. We're here with the lower bracket semifinals, if I'm not mistaken. We've got a best of three between Invictus Gaming and Newbie. Should be one hell of a good series. And actually, let's pull up the bets right now. I probably should have done this right before we started, but rather curious what this is going to be. This should be a pretty even matchup. Wow, actually 63% in favor of Newbie, 37% for IG. That seems like a value bet to me, folks. We'll see if IG can pull out a win here, maybe upset some rares, and do some work against Newbie. And just confirming where we are in the brackets here. This is the upper bracket. Oh, this is the upper bracket semifinals. Whoa, pardon me. We had DK versus Vici for the other set of upper bracket semifinals. Now we've got Newbie versus IG. So no elimination on the line here tonight. The winner of this best of three will be facing off against Team DK in the winners bracket finals. And of course the loser will be knocked down into the lower bracket, and they'll be facing off against LGD CDEC themselves. So a little bit of wiggle room here, and teams will be free to perhaps experiment isn't the right word, but well, do whatever their heart desires. Now, Newbie will go ahead and grab Doom with their first pick, and they will second pick the Lion. IG over here with the Naga Siren first pick, and the second pick Clockwork. I feel like we've been seeing one hell of a lot of the Naga Siren as of late. Over the past 3 or 4 days of casting nothing but Chinese Dota, I've seen Naga in at least 50% of my games. She seems to be sneaking her way through the draft more often than not, and teams are pretty eager to throw out a first pick and grab themselves that Naga Siren, farming away for the Radiance and looking for some of that late game dominance. Enchantress and Batrider, the first two bans from IG, and Newbie opted to take out the Lycan as well as the Mirana. That Radiant Lycan, you gotta ban him out. You don't want to hand him over to the Dire, and well, initial ban's making a fair bit of sense here. Now IG will ban out a couple of hard carries, the Faceless Void as well as the Anti-Mage. And Newbie actually thinking hard about this third ban here as they eat into some of that bonus time. They'll ban out the Shadow Shaman Rasta Pasta, and up to fourth ban out the Enigma. So a couple of those supports taken out for IG. I like the Enigma ban. Some obvious wombo combo there with the Naga Siren. Easy setup with the sleep and those big bad black holes. And we'll see what Newbie wants to do with their third pick. Still very open-ended drafts here.
10 seconds remaining.
It's a one-man show tonight, folks. I believe I'm set to solo cast this series here. So you're stuck with old solo Ziori for tonight. Again, this is just game one of a best of three. So it looks like this will be Zhao 8's Doom here for Newbie. They will go ahead and third pick Ember Spirit, hero that they've been playing quite a bit. I was actually just perusing their recent history on Dat Dota. It seems they have been playing a fair bit of the Ember Spirit recently, at least whenever he's been available. So that will most likely be your Mu hero there in the mid lane. Zhao 8's Doom, and, well, one of the supports will be grabbing the line, either San Shang or Banana here. Radiant offlane Doom, pretty darn easy. Zhao 8 should have a pretty good time. Get some of that early farm, leech some of the experience from the pole camp there, and then retreat to the jungle to really get that farm going on.
5 seconds remaining.
Clockwork will have his work cut out for him, but one of few offlaners that can actually do pretty well in the offlane. And oh, here we go. There's some of that setup with the Naga Siren. Invictus Gaming opting to third pick the Ancient Apparition. Some more obvious setup there. Easy Cold Feet procs. You can set up the Chilling Touch and even the Ice Blast on top of that Song of the Siren. Also a great hero to stop the push. Should Newbie grab a couple of pushing heroes here. Though right now, Newbie going for Team Red. Doom Line and Ember Spirit. Red Boys unite. So they will have their mid, their off lane, their first support. Newbie looking for their carry core here. And a secondary support.
5 seconds remaining.
A lot of lockdown between the Lion and the Doom. Hell, even Ember Spirit has a fair bit of lockdown if you consider the Searing Chains. So for second support, they can do what they want here. And it looks like they'll grab their core, possibly their mid hero, with the Brewmaster. So now things get a little bit more interesting for Newbie. A very tanky lineup. 2 strength cores with 1 agility, but Ember Spirit, maybe tanky isn't the right word, but quite elusive. Hard to lock down and reasonably difficult to kill. So Newbie with a overall just very tanky roster should work pretty nicely against that Naga Siren burn. You see some teams that draft a little more squishy against the Naga, and once she gets that Radiance, she can actually come to fights rather than just be a little farming machine. And here that Radiant's only going to tickle, so that will delay the amount of time until Naga really starts to hit critical mass and becomes a serious threat in this game. But kind of an interesting lineup. Usually against Naga, there's two options that teams go for. They either go for a heavy carry and try and out late game the Naga, or they go for an ultra aggressive, either all-in push or super gank-oriented lineup to try and end the game within 25-30 minutes or so, and never really let that Naga come online. This Newbie draft kind of falls somewhere in the middle. The carry power, pretty solid between Brew, Ember, and Doom, but for those three heroes to get there, that Naga Siren's going to be damn scary, and not a lot of pushing power between those heroes. They do have a lot of great mid-game fight, and with the Doom ultimate as well as the Primal Split, perhaps Newbie can find some good team fights to shut down that Naga Siren, but team fights are one thing that IG excel at. They fourth pick the Sand King, so now they've got some Epicenter to go with the Ice Blast, and well, they can do a lot of damage, or they have a lot of damage to dump into those Song of the Siren setups. The question is, will IG actually find those setups? Sort of that same issue with Enigma. We've seen a lot of him recently, but these top-tier teams, they just don't let you get the big black holes off. They separate themselves, they delta split, and you never get that opportunity to get off those huge initiations. So I reckon it'll be easier said than done for IG, and generally speaking, this Naga is going to be off by herself farming, at least for the first half of this game when Newbie is going to want to be rather active. IG will ban out the Chen, a good hero for that early roaming as well as pushing in the early to mid game, and Newbie will ban out the Outworld Devourer. Would have been a greedy pick here for IG, but something they could have gotten away with. IG ban out a pusher, but there's still plenty left in the pool, and Newbie will fifth pick the Nature's Prophet to get a little bit of pushing power here for, well, their off lane, I guess. This is sort of an interesting draft for Newbie. I would have thought it's the Zhao 8 Doom, and it very well could be still. Maybe this is going to be the greedier Nature's Prophet starting off straight in the jungle. We actually did see it the other day. I was a little bit surprised, as it is it's just damn greedy. If you can get away with it, it works well. But it is punishable with two solo lanes, and with NP in the jungle, just makes it difficult to rotate. You don't have nearly as much flexibility. I think it pretty much has to be Nature's Prophet in the jungle. Doom starting in the jungle, not so great, especially since they nerfed the Devourer a little bit. The mana cost increased, flat 60 at every level. Just makes it a lot more difficult for Doom. Doesn't really have the mana pool to support moving into the jungle and devouring those creeps up. Now, it will be a Storm Spirit final pick for Invictus Gaming. It looks like that will be their mid hero. Luo will be the one to take the Naga Siren. So, it will be position 1 Naga, off-lane clock, and we should be a tri-lane built around Luo's Naga here, with the Storm in the mid lane. So a pretty straightforward draft from Invictus Gaming. They do have some long-range initiation now, and that's Storm Spirit and another semi-carry hero. Not your classic agility carry, but Storm scales pretty damn well with items. So we will see that picked up by Ferrari. It will be a Chuan Sankang YYF playing on the clockwork here. And last but not least,
5 seconds remaining,
will be Faith on the Ancient Apparition. How do our overlays look? Oh, they look beautiful. Everything's set up nice. So again, thank you for joining us here on BTS2, guys. I am Zyori, slated to solo cast this best of 3. This is the winners bracket semifinals for the CDEC New Star Tournament. And look at this. The new patch came out the other day. I haven't casted since it came out. And look at that drop shadow behind the players' names. Look at this. Whoa! Look at this. With the mouse, you can zoom out way far. Whoa, what's going on here? Holy Toledo. This is weird. How do you reset it to the the normal amount? Oh, Dota, you're getting crazy. That's pretty cool. That's pretty handy. I like that. This is nice. Maybe we can get some sick production value here with the intense camera zoom out. I like this. So it looks like we could see an early skirmish here. Uh-oh, Moo needs to be a little careful. Kind of in the danger zone. Vision, they do know what's going on. And they won't find any initiation. The Dire, though, they invade and they drop down a lot of wards. Recognizing that Newbie has a pretty greedy draft, whoever it is in the jungle, someone's going to have to start out there. They'll put a sentry down here, blocks this camp out, and we'll stop looking at wards for a moment as Newbie in hot pursuit. They see a ward come down. It is just a sentry at this medium camp. And looks like they will not find the early skirmish they're looking for. And pardon me here.
The battle begins.
Okay. So what are we looking at in terms of sentries for the dire side? They will block this medium camp here. This medium camp, this is a radiant sentry that gets put down on the high ground. They will get some vision control with this little guy right here, and that should be the pull camp ordered. Yep, sure is, with that observer right there. So 3 of the 5 camps for Newbie going to be taken out of the field to get things started. It will be Banana on the Doombringer. Looks like he'll be the one to start off in the jungle. Zhao 8 off lane on the Nature's Prophet. In the mid lane, it is Moo playing on the Brewmaster, and in the safe lane, that's the Hao hero. It'll be the Ember Spirit, and he'll be joined by San Sheng playing on the support line, joining him here in the bottom lane. We talked about the dire lanes, and really nothing surprising about it. Storm in the mid, YYF's Clockwork in the bottom lane, and they will indeed do the try up top. Faith's Ancient Apparition, Luo's Naga, and Chuan on the Little Sand King. All right. So we'll see how this works out for Doom. Banana's initial farming here going to be quite rough. Only so many camps to work with. He will be able to devour a Satyr to get things started, and almost an ideal creep for Doom. That regeneration aura, huge, and the Shockwave. I wouldn't say quite spammable, but an ability he can use with some liberal use there. Zhao 8 in the top lane in some trouble. This could be your first blood coming out. They've already used the ensnare. They won't have an interrupt, but they've got the damage to bring him down. First blood is drawn, and Chuan will be the one to walk away with that bonus gold. It was an Ice Vortex level 1 from the Ancient Apparition. Chilling Touch might have made that a little bit easier, but they secure the kill nonetheless, and Sand King walks away with a lot of bonus gold. So now Chuan, 600 gold sitting in the bank at only the 2-minute mark. He'll be well on his way to a Blink Dagger, and I reckon he'll start stacking up in the jungle, get that dance party going on, and start working that Sandstorm before too long here. So IG off to a good start. Naga Siren farming quite nicely, 8 and 5 in the top lane, and well, pretty even with Hao's Ember Spirit. He's sitting 8 and 3 down here in the bottom. So both position ones farming quite well. Doom not finding a hell of a lot. Halfway through level 2, he will smoke up and make a rotation. Is he invading the jungle or wrapping around for a gank? Looks like he's going for the mid lane. Has himself a Dark Troll Summoner on the inside. That's an ensnare to get things started. Ferrari in big trouble. A crit from Moo will start things off. And an easy gank on the Storm Spirit. Banana makes up for any lost time he's had in the jungle here with all these wards blocking his camps, as they do secure their the second kill of the game, first on the board for Newbie. So Banana will now hit level 3. But in the mid lane, Moo gets initiated on. Chuan starts things off with the Burrow Strike. Ferrari with the Electric Vortex. Do they have the damage? Great path blocking from Chuan, but where's the damage? Ferrari 1 hit away from the kill, but the creeps, they intercept him, and he just can't bring him down. Had the overload ready, and it's a failed gank for IG. Moo survives by the skin of his teeth. Courier comes in, drops off the bottle. Quick 3 sips for the Brewmaster, and he sends it on home. And we'll fill up that bottle. Clockwork still blocking off some creeps down here in the bottom lane, trying to get as much lane control as possible. But we will see another smoke coming out for Banana. His first gank was damn effective, and it looks like he'll try to do it again. Brown Boots and the Ring of Basilius. Get a little bit of that mana regeneration, and just go straight back to farming. He will hang on to the Dark Troll Summoners and Snare for now, as he devours the Tiny Centaur. Instant smoke. And it looks like Banana will just rotate towards the mid lane again. Such a smart choice here. So smart, so smart. Storm Spirit, not quite level 6, actually not even level 5, and this is the ideal time to shut down the Storm. Once he hits level 6, ganking him becomes so much more difficult. He can just ball lightning back to safety. Unfortunately for Newbie, they don't quite have lane control right now, so not a good opening for Banana, but plenty of time left on the smoke. Ferrari, I was just about to compliment his positioning, but he moves to the low ground. He's actually on the north side of the tower. They'll find the initiation once again, and Snare to start it off. The crit, just too much damage. They'll be able to bring him down. Electric Vortex onto Moo. Maybe they can turn this around. Ferrari now on the run. Moo, he'll dive the tower, and he will be forced back. Banana, he wants to dive it as well. Zhao 8 TP's in. That secures the kill, and it's a 1-0, going the way of Newbie. Zhao 8 will be the one to grab the last hit. Chuan, a great rotation, almost keeps his buddy alive. If the Nature's Prophet wasn't there to TP in, I think IG would have gotten away with it. It looked like the Storm Spirit was going to fog in the trees. A great double stun from the Burrow Strike, but unfortunately just not enough, and Newbie will pull into the lead here 2-1. And take a very small golden experience advantage to get things started in this game, but still a pretty even match across the board. Position 1 still farming quite nicely. Ember Spirit grabs his Phase Boots first. Luo just sitting on Basilius and Brown Boots with 1100 gold to spare. Looking for that fast radiance, as every good Naga should. Storm Spirit has a little bit of recovery to make up for here. Just about half a level behind the Brewmaster after that second tumble. Brewmaster hitting level 6, finally gets his Primal Split, the Primal Stout, if you will. And bottles up a double damage rune. Now Banana rotating around once again. This time low on mana, though. Doesn't have enough for the War Stomp. This is one of the problems with the early Doom in the jungle. He just doesn't have the mana pool to support it. You can get away with it if you are successful in these initial ganks, but you can't just keep roaming around and ganking left and right. You will have to spend some time either bottle crowing or walking back to the well. He does have some Tranquil Boots up now, so does have some pretty decent movement speed, and of course all that regeneration will leech some experience from Chuan here, farming the easy camp, and Ferrari looking for some recovery in this stacked hard camp. Sharing is caring, as they say, as Chuan gives some farm to his friend. Uh-oh, Ferrari, he's in some trouble. He's out of mana. Does have some bottle charges, but it will expire. Trying to get enough for a long-range ball lightning if necessary. Banana, with plenty of time left on the Scorched Earth, will dive the tower. Now he just turns on to Chuan, and Moo on his way up. Double damage deployed. Will just chop down the Sand King. Now, can they find more initiation? YYF has already rotated up. Even Zhao 8 TP's in. Moo, double damage expired. Throws out a Thunderclap onto YYF, and it appears Newbie just want to make the escape. He will devour a creep on the way out. And actually, they pull a entire camp here to the leftover potato. And Aichi will at least get to farm that. But Newbie pulling way ahead here, 3-1 in the early game. Now about a 750 gold lead and about 1,000 experience. Carry's still farming evenly, but this mid lane turning into a bit of a disaster for IG. That's the second death for Storm, but now Chuan gets picked off, and that slows down his blink timing a fair amount. 1,200 in the bank at about the 7-minute mark. If you didn't get picked off there, I think Chuan was looking at a pre-10-minute blink, but unfortunately that death will slow him down. And now that blink timing looking much more standard after the first blood. It seemed like Chuan might be able to be more of a mid-game tempo controller, but this will slow down that timing. Ferrari, though, at least hitting level 6, and now not as susceptible to the ganks, was at least able to survive that onslaught. But Newbie with just complete rune control. Moo, now almost level 8, has a regeneration rune to follow that DD he had to make that kill up top quite easy. And now he can just go back to farming. CS in the mid lane, just about dead even, and both of it rather lackluster. About half of what the position 1s are. 23 apiece here on Ferrari and Moo. So they've spent a lot of time fighting one another, sparring, if you will, in the mid, and much less farming. Sansheng in the bottom lane, hiding in the trees, looking to set something up onto YYF, pokes his head out, but doesn't throw the Earth Spike. Just creating a little bit of space for his good buddy, the Ember Spirit. Meanwhile, up top, Luo and Faith here, moving into the tower. Zhao 8 makes the treants and doing a good job pulling aggro off the tower, still has a lot of hit points to spare, and he's having a pretty good time. He is level 5, has his phase boots up, well on his way to that Wrath of Nature. YYF actually just about at the same point, well into level 5, but only brown boots up for him. So Nature's Prophet farming right on point with YYF, 9 CS apiece. The big outlier is this mid matchup. Outlier is not the right word. The big disparity is this mid matchup. Ferrari and Moo have been going at it blow for blow. And of course, Ferrari has not come out ahead in this exchange. Chuan just having the dance party in the jungle now. Looking at about 1,600 gold in the bank. You see this treant coming in. Look at this pesky little bugger. Sniping these last hits left and right. Oh, man. Newbie doing everything they can to interrupt the farming of IG. Look at Zhao 8 just being cheeky with that treant. Drops his M&Ms all over the ground there, but Chuan makes the best of it. Finds the last hits. Not letting that treant slow him down all too much. Pretty solid ward coverage for both sides here as we pass that initial round of wards. Radiant side have the high ground covered for that rune, and they've got a lane ward here in the mid lane, so it looks like they do want to continue putting pressure onto Ferrari. But Ferrari's not without a lane ward of his own. He's got one over here on his side, and there's a lane ward here in the top for the Dire. So not even any ward vision for IG, which is a little bit peculiar, if you ask me. Do they have a ward up here? No, they don't. That's a Naga Siren illusion, giving them a little ward in the river there. But no vision of the rune without that Naga Siren image. So part of the reason Ferrari has had absolutely no rune control this game is because, well, they don't have vision, and his team have put zero effort into controlling those runes for their mid. Brewmaster scouting around with this illusion rune. And still just trying to be annoying, trying to snipe some last hits, and he'll actually get it. Look at this. Newbie all over the place with any illusion or summon they can find. And just completely jacking this camp from the Sand King. 200 gold away from his Blink Dagger, so Chuan's initiation power is imminent, but they are doing a damn good job making sure he doesn't get it as quickly as he would like. Banana, now level 6. Looking to get aggressive in the top lane, forces Luo out of the lane. 2,800 gold up on him, so he is well on his way to a fast relic. With that, IG's top lane will be bullied out, and Newbie will transition this into a push. Dire Glyph comes out just about right away. They do have the Dark Troll here picked up. Oh, no, pardon me. Those are just Treants. Oh, God, what am I looking at? Treants from Xiao 8. Banana holding on to the Tornado right now. Actually grabbing that Toughness Aura. A great creep to have for pushing. Mixed with the Basilius. So much armor on these creeps. +5 on the Treants. Makes pushing these towers so damn easy. Tier 1 tower falls in the top lane. It looks like IG want a bit of counter push of their own. And they'll only do a little bit of damage to this Tier 1 in the mid. Ultimately, they will be quelled. 10-minute rune spawns. Hal picks it up on the Ember Spirit. It is an invisibility. He's now got his Drums of Endurance and Magic Wand to go with the Phase Boots. And he's rotating around, perhaps looking for a pickoff, though I don't think he'll find anything unless YYF makes a retreat past the Tier 1 tower. Blink Dagger up on Chuan. So, 10.5 minutes. Not a bad timing considering how much they've harassed him back. But now with that top tower down. Uh-oh, we'll hold that thought as Ferrari gets initiated upon, gets crit to the face by Moo. Ember Spirit behind the tower, trying to cut off the retreat. Searing Chains won't connect. Ferrari just tried to TP out, and he'll make it. How? Without a Ember Spirit or Fire Remnant to spare. And the Roche Pit will create a little safety blanket there for the Storm Spirit. It will not, however, save the Tier 1 tower. And now Newbie taking the tower advantage 2-0 as they start rotating towards the bottom lane. I think soon to be 3-0 here. Ember Spirit now the last hit leader, picking up a lot of momentum. 1,400 gold following those initial core items. Faith farming away in the top lane as Naga Siren regenerates, heads back down to the bottom, and 3,400 gold up on her. This will be a great time to pick up a kill on the Naga. Only a level 1 Song of the Siren, so he does have that reset tool, but they'll find her. Moo goes straight in, pops the Primal Split. There's your doom. No way Luo's surviving this one, even if he pops the Song of the Siren. The fire, the spirits here on the Panda, they will persist through the Song of the Siren. So great counter picks here from Newbie, and Doom makes that an easy kill. No Song of the Siren for you. Luo bites the bullet. And this bottom Tier 1 tower looks like it's going to fall. IG just won't be able to mount in defense. No glyph available. Chuan does have a Blink Epi. He could get off an Epi for the ages, and will that be enough to defeat the push? Wow, it actually is. Newbie will not press their luck. I don't want to get caught with their pants down, but I think they could have afforded to pressure that tower a little harder, but end of the day, they opt to play it safe. Perhaps they did scout out the Blink Dagger on Chuan, or they're just guessing about the timing. And they'll back out. Still happy with their spoils to get a kill on the Naga Siren, especially before the Relic comes out. Great time. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Xiao 8 in some trouble. Long-range initiation from Ferrari, and they'll bring him down. Ice Blast to secure the kill. It is Storm Spirit that gets the last hit. Storm going for the Orchid. He does have Power Treads, 2 Robes of the Magi, so it will be an Orchid rush. Not feeling like he needs to be forced into the BKB. Doom, a great pick against the Storm Spirit and the Naga. Though he will have to choose which one does he want to lock down. It's got to be one or the other. Only so many Dooms you can bring out onto the field. Storm Spirit will zip away. And Doom, what's he got here? Oh, look at that. Hand of Midas. So he's got that old money bag there, the investment tool. Looking to farm up and become more of a kind of a carry type Doom, perhaps. At least farm up the mech. Looks like he will most likely be the mech carrier. Xiao 8 has picked up his Midas already. Pretty standard build for the Nature's Prophet. He could go for an Orchid here, a great item to try and slow down the Storm Spirit. Could also just work on that Necro Book if Newbie want to continue their pushing prowess and try and end this game earlier rather than later. Now, Newbie are grouped up about the bottom lane. Everyone's here except the Ember Spirit. Chuan hiding in the trees. There is a Fire Remnant down on top of the tower. So the Ember Spirit can hop to it if need be. Chuan channeling the Epi. Hops forward, does a lot of damage to Xiao 8 and Moo. They secure the kill on the Brewmaster. They don't bring down Xiao 8 quite yet. Banana now caught in the cogs. The Storm Spirit will fall. Ancient Apparition secures the kill on the Doom. But oh boy, it's a turnaround. Ancient Apparition falls. Now Hal joins the party. YYF caught in the Searing Chains. He goes down as well, and it's a 2 for 3. Newbie come out ahead. Hal picking up the triple kill on the Ember Spirit. He is now level 11. 1,800 gold to go with his Perseverance. Well on his way to his first Battle Fury. Great plays from Newbie coming out. They baited that fight with Hal not there. Letting IG think, oh, we've got this. It's a 5v4, but little did they know. There's a Fire Remnant down. And Hal was able to join the party. Decent initiation from Chuan Sand King, but unfortunately, just not enough by itself. The follow-up damage wasn't quite on point. Yeah, they dropped the Brewmaster. Good plays before you could get out the Primal Split, but, oh man. With this triple core lineup from Newbie, you gotta catch at least 2 of the cores inside that Epi. They did manage to bring down the Nature's Prophet as well, but not to worry. Xiao 8 just heads right back to the top lane, uses that Hand of Midas, and well on his way to some recovery farm. Naga Siren now with a Relic in tow. 900 gold in the bank. We're on point for a 16-minute Radiance here. Pretty good timing for Luo. Had he not been picked off, probably, well, not probably, definitely could have had it a little bit faster, but still very decent farm out of him with all that safe lane farm. Hao had the same farm priority. The difference here is he's picked up 3 kills, so he's a good 1,500 up on the Naga Siren and might be able to hold that position for a little while longer. Looks like his first Battle Fury is on his way out. Oh no, that's an Ogre Club, so still a broadsword away, but has the Claymore and only 400 gold until he picks up that last poking weapon. Long-range hook shot from YYF. Comes onto Xiao 8. Ice Blast flies through. And even the stun coming out from Sun Sheng, not enough to keep Xiao 8 alive. Now Hao initiates onto the Clockwork. Some Wand charges will help keep him alive. Off to the side, looks like another fight breaking out as Mu and Chuan go blow for blow. YYF will survive for now. Sleight of Fist forward, Searing Chains connect, and Mu finishes him off. It's actually Hao that gets the kill as the fire ticks him down, but Mu connects to the Thunderclap to secure the kill. That finishes off the Tier 1 tower, and now it is 3-0 in total tower count. Newbie taking that advantage in the mid lane. Ferrari in some trouble. Mu connects with a Thunderclap. Banana inbound, has an ultimate available. Won't be able to find it, though. Ferrari makes it to the high ground, TP's home, and he will survive. Newbie with some serious momentum here. Ember Spirit keeping this invisibility rune safe. Just complete rune control for Newbie. And this has been part of their map dominance here. I think they've gotten every single rune this game. If they haven't gotten all of them, they've gotten maybe 7 out of the 8, something like that. And it's been absolutely huge in their dominance so far. Mu now with a Blink Dagger on the Brewmaster. And there's your Ember Spirit Battle Fury. So Naga known for that ultimate farming power, but an Ember Spirit with this much momentum is no slouch in the farming department. Now that he has this Battle Fury about on point with the Radiance, he didn't even have to rush the Battle Fury as well. This is a 17-minute Battle Fury with a drum, phase boots, and magic wand complete ahead of time. This is an incredibly fat Ember Spirit. He's also a high level 11 here. Chuan, what is going on over here, buddy? Holy Toledo, that's an epicenter on nothing. I'm not sure what that was all about, and I think it was scattered out by this ward here. Yeah, they definitely saw it. So, well, maybe Newbie will try to turn this into a push, knowing that the epicenter is down. Bit of a misplay there from Chuan. Mu with the invisibility rune on. We'll scout out the jungle here. And, oh, they'll find YYF. Sansheng with a Blink Dagger. He'll start off with the blub, 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 blub. And that's a dead Clockwork. Song of the Siren burned by Luo as well, and it's only a level 1 song. Oh, no. That's an ultra-long cooldown of 180 seconds. And it doesn't even keep his buddy alive. This is just a disaster for IG. They can't find a break at any turn. Seems everything they try, there's some way it could have gone better. And this is just a bit of a disaster. Sansheng with his Blink Dagger, great initiation. Lion with that instant cast hex, so hard to deal with. 2.5 seconds at level 1, just an absurd ability. 2 points in that mana drain. Lion also a great hero against the Naga. Of course, the mana drain does instant kill illusions. It's only one illusion of many, but still it is one of few tools they have to deal with the Naga Siren. That on top of the Primal Split just limits the effectiveness of the Song of the Siren. Tier 2 tower in the mid lane under heavy pressure from Newbie. And IG thinking about mounting a defense here. Naga with the Radiance online will send some illusions in. Does delay the push for now, but the Tier 2 tower actually takes a lot of damage. This is a huge tower for the Dire side at this stage in the game because it's their primary access point to control the Roche Pit. These 2 towers here as well, but once these Tier 2s fall, they will lose control of that Roche Pit. And then Newbie will have pretty much free reign of this section of the map. 18-minute rune comes out, and lo and behold, Newbie are the ones to pick it up. It is a double damage out on the Brewmaster. YYF hook shots to his death as he grabs Hao. But that's an Ember Spear. You don't want to fight that. Now Faith gets initiated on as well. 11-5, double kill for Hao as he gets the unstoppable streak. And it's an easy 2-0. Oh boy, I'm not sure what that hook shot was all about, but Newbie just continuing to take control of the map. Ferrari in some trouble, will zip to the high ground. Cheeky footwork there, but just completely repelled. Creates a little bit of space, but still loses the Tier 2 tower in the mid lane, and that whole time he's not farming. Empties out his whole mana pool just to survive. Again, these double damage runes just coming in handy. So it is 4-0 in total tower count. Newbie continuing their gold lead here. The Brewmaster well on his way to his Ag Scepter with that first point booster. Xiao 8 just going for a 4-staff, grabbing some utility items. Luo in the top lane. Oh, he just gets chopped down. The double damage from Brewmaster makes it an easy kill. The big crit's coming and has the Primal Split, but no Song of the Siren. Still on cooldown. Oh, it's just disastrous. IG can't catch a break whatsoever. Let's look at the gold graph here. 12,000 in favor of Newbie. And just about 10,000 experience. Oh, God. How many times can I say disaster in one game, folks? I don't know. We may set a new record here. Naga had a decently timed Radiance, but there's just no map control. They can't find pickoffs. How's just too damn big. He's got his second Perseverance Fort. He's 1,200 off his second Battle Fury at 20 minutes. Look how big this guy is. He's massive. He's a behemoth. He is a mammoth. Uh-oh, Ferrari. He gets turned into a fishy. They even burn the Doom for this. They're not going to let him zip away this time. And Banana will secure the kill onto the Storm Spirit. There's your BKB coming out on the Doom. A little victory purchase there, as it were. Sunshang feeling good. This Blink Dagger coming in handy multiple times now. And a little counter ward action from IG. Okay, they will catch a little break there, but there's just no item progression. Let's hit the old F5 and take a look at what they've got. They have a Blink Dagger, a Radiance, and that's kind of it, unless you want to count the Buckler and the Oblivion Staff. Uh-oh, in the top lane. How in some trouble. Primal Split. That's the Ember Spirit. That's not the Panda. Whoa. But won't be able to make it out in time. So they finally finish off How. He gets caught with his pants down. A much-needed kill right there. That will be his first death of the game. That puts him 6-1-1. Don't call it a comeback quite yet, but IG will at least find a much-needed kill in the position 1 of Newbie. That won't stop Newbie from pressuring this bottom lane, though. IG moving into position to make a defense. Chuan, no epi available. Though, they may still be able to make a hold. The rest of Newbie are grouped up in the bottom lane. They still have the tier 1 tower, but Ferrari hops forward. Ice Blast comes through as well. They're going for Banana. They know he doesn't have the ultimate. Primal Split comes. Faithful falls. He takes the boulder. Finger comes out on the Sand Cake. Gets a 2-0. Now Ferrari on the run. He'll just TP out. And that's another lost team fight for IG. An easy 2-0. And this should be a tier 2 tower kill. IG just can't find the team fights. Without the Naga here to set things up with the Song of the Siren, with no Epicenter, I'm not sure how they were planning on doing that one. Perhaps they were thinking Banana doesn't have a Doom ultimate, but still. They need the Epi to make these fights happen. That's the end of the bottom tier 2, and now, up top, Luo's in more than big trouble. Zhao Wei coming in as well. The initiation, the stun, and that's a death. I think Newbie will secure a win here before too long. They're just completely shutting down this Naga Siren. Look at the KDAs. 0-3-2 on the Naga, 7-1-1 on the Ember Spirit. Just a complete disparity. Their CS is dead even. Only about 5 CS apart, 6 CS right now, but the difference is map control, and the Ember Spirit is just able to put out so much more pressure around the map, and that's allowing him to hold a 50% edge on the Naga Siren in terms of raw net worth. Last remaining outer tower for IG. Looks like it could take a tumble here. Hal presses forward. He will get the last hit, and that's it. It is 6-0 in total tower count. IG have not picked up a single tower this entire match. Nature's Prophet will make me proud. Moves into the Orchid coming out next. Oblivion Staff complete and a Robe of the Magi. So, looks like a pretty decent timing there. Storm's still struggling to find his Orchid. Has the 2 Oblivion Staffs and is actually damn close to the recipe, but still taking him a while here at the 23-minute mark. Really would have hoped that the Storm had the Orchid earlier so he could have been more of a tempo controller, but so far, there's just been not a hell of a lot Ferrari's been able to do. Sure, he's grabbed a couple of kills, but all things considered, he spent a lot of time running away from fights, as he hasn't been able to do much more. Haste Rune bottled up for Moose. Surprise, surprise. Rune control remains in favor of Newbie. He picks up the Ag Scepter now to go with his Blink Dagger, and he is ready to fight. San Shang grabs himself a Ghost Scepter. A little bit of additional survivability. Banana, 2,900 gold. I reckon a Blink Dagger may come in handy for him for a little bit of that long-range initiation as well, but time will tell. Uh-oh, Moo gets scattered out by the Rocket Flare from YYF. IG preparing for a fight here. Naga Siren grabs BOTs and the Gem of True Sight following that Radiance. So following a pretty standard build here. Looking to get some vision control with the Illusions. Of course, Naga, one of the best gem carriers in the game, as the Illusions do propagate True Sight. And the BOTs, pretty standard stuff to up the farming, but she's not scary. They can kill the Illusions quite easily. Her HP, not too scary, only 1,000. Easy to bring down. She does have decent armor, but no evasion, low hit points, and she just doesn't do any damage. 150? Nah, that's nothing. Newbie will move into the Roche Pit with all the outer towers down. IG just have no access points. See a lot of dire sentries down here trying to get some vision control, but this is going to be hard to contest. They do scout it out with the Rocket Flare, and that will be enough to pull Newbie out of the pit. They do want to be a little bit cautious of Chuan. He's the one that could actually turn things around in the Roche Pit. He is actually level 11, so a level 2 Epi could do some pretty serious work here. On top of an Ice Blast and Song of the Siren. This is a little bit risky, even though IG don't have an access point. There is no minus armor on the side of Newbie, not even a medallion, so they can't bring Roche down too quickly. They will commit to it, though. Chuan on the high ground. Epi's ready. They do scout it out. And looks like they want to try to initiate. Blink Dagger is up on Doom. So he will take heed to my advice here, looking for initiation. Luo in the trees. Will be safe for now, but San Sheng, he's looking for him. Can he find him? Maybe the Lion can force out a Song of the Siren here. That would be huge. Banana positioning himself very appropriately here. Making a human wall, as it were, between the players. And the Roche Pit, he gets initiated upon. Move blinks forward. Pops the ultimate. BKB from Banana comes out. Faith in trouble as Hal joins the party. Ancient Apparition first to fall. Song of the Siren off this side, but YYF, he's still in trouble. It won't stop most of Newbie. And it will be a 2-for-0. Just a completely whiff Song of the Siren from Luo. Ferrari, it keeps him alive as he takes the Doom ultimate, but it costs them their main support as well as their clockwork. And Newbie, they say, forget about the Roche. We don't need that shit. We're going high ground, baby. Glyph comes out. Easy 2-for-0. And now that the Song of the Siren's down, they know they can secure this Roche. They force out the Glyph, and after Roche, they could probably just push up the mid if they were so inclined. Chuan didn't burn the Epi, so it is still something they'll have to deal with, but no Song of the Siren available. Roche will fall. IG ready to line this up. Ferrari gets initiated upon. Look at the damage coming out from San Sheng. That secures the kill. Roche falls to the Radiant, and Aegis of the Mortal goes the way of the Ember Spirit. Now Chuan in big trouble. Hal chasing him down. Sand King on the run. Burrow Strike coming up, but it's just not enough. It's another 2-for-0 exchange outside of the Roche Pit. And IG, they could be moments from a tap out here. 20,000 gold, 20,000 experience. Newbie get a 4-for-0 across the two team fights. They grab the Roche kill and the Aegis, as well as forcing out the Glyph and all of the big ultimates. Well, the Epicenter not forced out, but they killed the Sand King, so I suppose that's just as good. Newbie just smashing Invictus Gaming right now in this game 1. Of course, it is a best of 3, and this is the upper bracket. No elimination along the line here, folks, but a dominating performance in this first match. Hao is just out of control. Him and Naga had absolutely even farm in this early laning stage, but Hao, he got a couple of early kills, used that momentum, and look at this, he didn't even go for the second Battle Fury. He goes for a Manta style. What a different Ember Spirit build, but it's working for him. Gives him some extra pushing power here and a little bit of extra movement speed as well with that Yasha. He's cruising with the face boots on, 475 movement speed. Almost running around at max speed. Interesting build from the Ember Spirit, but seems to be working out great for him. Now, Tier 3 tower in the mid lane falls, so it will be 7-0 in total tower count, of course, in favor of Newbie. IG just completely turtled up. They've got nowhere to farm. This Naga Siren has now gone for the ultimate orb following the boots of travel here, so looking to tank up a little bit, getting any item she can for just some raw HP, and I think it's an okay choice. IG probably have one good team fight left in them before Newbie can just do crippling damage. If IG take a tumble in the next team fight and there is a convincing exchange for Newbie, they're losing racks. No Glyph available. They're just going to be able to run straight down the mid lane and get at least 2 lanes of racks. Now, Clockwork has completed his mech, so that is something. Chuan still hasn't found much item progression following that Blink Dagger. Orchid up on the Storm Spirit. Ancient Apparition, piss poor, and we've already talked about the Naga. So, some items are starting to come online for the Dire. Still, the KDA is looking quite abysmal. Only 20 to 6.
Middle barracks are under attack.
Dire Ward comes down on the high ground, so IG will extend their vision to this part of the map, which still isn't very much, but at least it's a little more than they had. Hao just in the front lines here. He is the Aegis carrier, so can afford to be a little more aggressive. Mu hops forward, double damage rune on once again. Runes making all the difference in the world, tipping the scales unnecessarily in favor of Newbie. Forces out the cogs from YYF, and these melee racks will take a tumble. Hao hops forward. Searing Chains on YYF and the Naka Illusions. Melee racks fall, and it costs Newbie next to nothing. Hal, a little bit of mana, maybe a little bit of risky positioning, but this is essentially an unchecked mid lane of racks. IG trying to find the right way to initiate this, but they can't dump too much into the Ember Spirit because he'll come right back to life. And the rest of Newbie completely spread out. No easy epicenters, no easy Songs of the Siren to be set up there. Great positioning from Newbie, keeping everyone towards the back of the lane and putting Hal in the front line. Still 3 minutes left on this Aegis. And what can IG do here? They have to find a way to initiate. Clockwork with a hookshot available, looking for the opening. Wrath of Nature taking Faith down to almost half hit points before the fight even starts. Chuan with the epicenter connects on Mu and San Sheng, enough to bring down the line. That's not a bad way to get things started, but you kill a support with one of your big ultimates. Song of the Siren comes out. It's defensive. YYF around the backside. IG in shambles. One of them going in. One of them popping the Song to retreat. And now YYF will be left to his own devices. Get caught in the tornado. He will fall. Long range initiation. Sand King manages to finish off the Nature's Prophet. He'll buy back. Doom comes out onto Ferrari. Now Hal initiates. That's Dead Storm Spirit. It will be a 2-for-2, but the buyback from Nature's Prophet tips the scales. and Newbie will have a 4v3 on the field. Ready to press forward, only their lines down, still no glyph available for the Dire. There's your second Battle Fury onto Hal. And now this is scary. Cleave is a reality, and Naga should just get cleaved down. Look at all this damage coming out. Chuan, he'll get caught as he tries to run in. Faith taking heavy damage, gets chopped down by Hal. A double kill as he finishes off the Sand King. Now, Diana caught in the cold feet there. Luo tries to TP home. It's not happening. He falls. The GG is called from IG. Faith has had enough. He taps out. And Newbie, they take a convincing win, 25-8 in only 30 minutes of gameplay. An action-packed match of Chinese Dota for our first game of the night here on BTS 2. It's a best of 3, guys, so we've got at least one more game coming. Can IG take game 2 and level us out into an ace match? Or will it be a quick 2-0 stomp for Newbie? Only time will tell, and you're going to have to stick with us to figure it out. I am Zyori, slated to solo cast tonight, but thank you so much for joining us here for this good best of 3 matchup in the CDEC New Star Championship. Wow, just wow. Ember Spirit, 11-1-5 at the end of the day. Hal just had complete run of the game. Luo, 0-4-3, a rather low impact Naga. She hits critical mass, but it just takes her so much longer than these aggressive carries like the Ember Spirit. And boy, did Newbie capitalize on that window. I have to tell you, the rune control was the biggest standout portion of this game to me. Newbie got nearly every single rune. They had like 90% rune control, maybe even higher, 90 to 95%. It seemed like every team fight they either had a haste, invisibility, or a double damage rune. If there's one thing I would say for game 2, IG need to step up their rune control because it did tip the scales and made things a lot easier for Newbie. We'll have a quick break here, guys, then game 2 coming up after this.